Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. My name is Servilliers, otherwise known as Nick. You can call me Nick, that's absolutely fine. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me in the chat. Good evening, Lopatikachi. How you doing? This is my first time doing commentary for Divine Eye Racing. We are here in Division 2, Round 11, around the Yas Marina circuit, Abu Dhabi. Now, let me load up a couple of things here. Yep, perfect. Glad to hear it. And yep, so welcome everyone to Yas Marina. Yas Marina circuit brings some really exciting racing, located on Yas Island in Abu Dhabi. It's a modern marvel in the world of Formula One. The track was designed by Herman Tilke, opened in 2009. It's a 5.2 kilometer track, quite well renowned for its unique features and obviously the stunning backdrop of the racetrack as well. The circuit hosts Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, of course. Actually, quite an interesting race. It goes from day to night, starting in the late afternoon and finishing under the floodlights. Of course, I did my research, my man. I've got to. This is high class racing over here. But the key highlights of the track, obviously we've got a pit lane exit that passes underneath the track, a hotel that spans over the circuit as well, and the marina that surrounds it, bringing in famous faces from all around the world to witness the world of Formula One. Track layout featuring 16 corners, a mix of slow speed turns, high speed straights, and some really technical sections as well. Really hard to overall a bad track. I mean, yeah, some people like it, some people hate it. I have not had the most luck here. I'm actually sad that we're not racing here in Division 1 this season. But obviously, overtaking zones being past that second DRS straight, you don't really want to be overtaking into the first one. But it's a challenging track for both the drivers and the car. Obviously, you have to kind of balance between the high downforce in certain sections, particularly within Sector 3. 3 DRS zones, so you do need that straight line speed as well. Plenty of overtaking opportunities, so hopefully it should bring some quite thrilling racing. But let me know in the comments what you guys think of Yas Marina circuit. But yeah, we've got an interesting title battle at hand here with title rivals Olo Ricci on 196 points and Ziad on 223 points. Everything to play for in the final 2 rounds. The gap is at the moment is 27 points with a maximum of 76 points available in these next 2 rounds. So still everything to play for. Even though Ziad is ahead, Olo Ricci does have a challenging task ahead of him as he receives a qualifying. But yeah, I would agree, Lopo. It's good for league racing, but bad to drive. So really depends on what you're going to go for. I mean, strategy-wise, I think medium hard is the favored strategy, but we shall see what some drivers opt for. Oh, as we've got a Red Bull spinning halfway through in the end of Sector 2. But in terms of the qualifying as well, in the Constructors' Championship, everything to fight for as well, with just 48 points separating Ferrari and Mercedes. We've got the 2 title protagonists in Olo Ricci and Ziad, obviously carrying their teams 1 and 2 in the Drivers' Championship. Yeah, we've got Super Sean as well, who's had some good results so far. I believe he is P3 in the Drivers' Championship as well. Obviously there is some money at stake, which for the constructors I believe it is $100 or 100 euros, so a nice good split there. Some definite useful prize money. The Drivers' Championship is offering 50 points, 50 euros, $50, whatever it may be, for P1. P2 in the Drivers' Championship is offering 30 euros, and P3 20 euros. So still plenty to play for out here. Lopo, I did not win Division 1 yet. For those who don't know, I am a Division 1 driver. Currently leading the championship. I unfortunately DNF'd last night in Singapore after about 7 or 8 laps. Horrible track for me. But anyways, we are not here to talk about Division 1. But that title fight is going to go down to the last race, which should make things quite spicy next week in Brazil. But anyways, going to Division 2, we've got Jan topping the timesheets. I believe he raced in Division 1 as well, so he is reserving tonight for AlphaTauri, or I don't even know what the real name of that team is anymore. It's always changing. Or Racing Bulls, I believe that is. But setting the time, setting the pace with a 1:23.4 at the moment. He's got a nice gap to Super Sean. And then Super Sean setting a 24.3 as well. Nick Agnola is a new driver in Division 2. I used to race with him in a different league, and brought him over to Divine Eye Racing. So let's see where we are at the moment. Have we got any drivers out on track for a hot lap? Looks like Brass Monkeys might have abandoned his lap. But Ziad, here we go. On board for a flying lap with Ziad, championship leader. Wanted to stick close to the right hand side as possible. Getting a nice apex, wants to go out wide, trying to get his wheels as far to that right hand side as possible. Want to cut that corner there as well as much as possible. He takes no risks, using a little bit of ERS in hot lap mode. Want to break deep into this corner, maybe taking a tight apex, bring it out wide, using a bit more ERS ahead of the first DRS detection zone. Not wanting to use too much of that ERS before he goes into this heavy braking zone. Obviously this chicane here, taking a nice line over that bump. Nice apex first run, and second one we wanted to bring it out all the way over. But looking like a decent lap so far for Ziad. Let's see what his time is at the end of section 2. That's a 53.4. Taking a nice tight line into that banked corner, bringing the car out wide once again for this twisty section, the hotel section, where we famously saw Nicholas Latifi bin it right at this wall right here. I don't want to talk about that race, that was traumatizing. Using a little bit more ERS to spare. Nice line into the final corner, a little bit of a lockup. Using all that ERS across the line, he goes P2, provisional P2, with a 23.7. Now, who do we have? Expedito, perhaps? No. Yeah, let's not talk too much about 21. That was traumatizing, my man. But we're on board with DJ Lawson now for his second flying lap of the session. Oh, no, he's in none. Never mind. Let's see what my man Queasy can do here. Oh, I'm not sure if he's actually... Maybe he doesn't know that he can actually use ERS during his hot lap. Well, he's using a little bit out of the final corner, and he goes slower, 4/10 slower on that lap there. And the boss is controlling. What do you mean by that, my man? Got mini turns. Oh, and Oliver Ritchie has left the session, so I'm not sure if that was done on purpose there. Got mini turns now coming into the last couple of corners. Let's see if he can improve on his time. Currently sitting at a 1:23.1, bit of a slide out of the last corner, but does improve to go P10 at the moment. So we got Ziad getting ready to go for a second lap. We'll stay on board with him, see if he can put some pressure on Jan. Appreciate everyone who's in the stream at the moment. We've got 15 people watching. Ziad's coming in to stick on a new pair of boots. Thank you very much, my man Touchkey. Appreciate it, and thank you for the opportunity to provide comms for Division 2. we'll go on board with my man Nick Agnola, if he's going to be getting ready for a flying lap. Yes, he is. Oh, yeah, and he's invalidated on that last corner, unfortunately. That is quite annoying. But yeah, we'll go on board with Firefly, who raced in Division 1 last night as a reserve. Definitely gave me a bit of trouble, but I believe he was just a bit unlucky with his strategy last night. Not using too much of the ERS out of that corner. Oh, decided to turn it on a little bit more. Heavy braking zone into this chicane here. Gets a nice run out of it. Decent traction out of it. Wants to use a little bit more hot lap, but he doesn't. Decides not to. Perhaps saving it for Sector 3. I find it really interesting this year how you have different strategies during qualifying to use that hot lap mode. You see a lot of the F1 esports drivers, the kind of upper echelon of league racing drivers, hiding their ERS usage, which I find quite interesting. At the end of the day, you're all using it in different areas, but it should result in similar lap times. But Firefly with a really solid lap there, going to a 23.8. Got Jan to see. Oh, he did improve. Jan did improve, I think, just by half a tenth or so. Just over a tenth, actually. But coming into the last part of qualifying, the last 6 minutes, we have got. See if anyone can improve their grip position. Love with Pikachu, the quality goat. Yes, sir. But yeah, as I mentioned, there is money up for grabs in terms of the drivers' championship. Still, P1 receiving 50 euros, P2 taking home 30 euros, and P3 taking home 20. The battle for P3 is quite interesting, actually. We've got Super Sean of Mercedes with 145 points. Jay Dennis of Alpine currently on 142 points, and Kevin Slice, who unfortunately is not racing tonight, but will stay on board with Ziad, taking a really nice line into turn 1. A little bit of ERS usage out of that corner. And he's up by a tenth on his lap so far, so good start to the lap for Ziad. Needs to push a little bit harder if he wants to catch the time set by Jan. But we'll stay on board for the rest of this lap. DRS open all the way down this long straight. Taking a line, not too much on the curb there. Ooh, very good curb usage for the first part of the chicane. A little bit more DRS usage out of that corner, and let's see, coming to sector 2, he's 5/10 up on his time, so looking like a really good lap for Ziad here. I'm not sure he'll get back in time for the final run of qualifying, but perhaps this is his final run. Taking some good minimum speed throughout this tricky section here. A little bit more ERS usage to play with. Wanted to slide the car through that final corner, get on the traction nice and early, get on the power, and he goes pole. Provisional pole for Ziad with a 23.0. So very good baseline lap time there. It will be interesting to see if anyone can best that. We've got a few drivers here getting ready on their out laps, preparing their tires for this final qualifying run. Yeah, I don't believe Ziad will make it back in time to set another lap, so everything to play for. Oh, I can invite Oliver Ritchie, absolutely. Bear with me, guys. That should have him as a friend. Bear with me. Apologies. Yep, there we go. He's back in. Yeah, he's been leaving and joining the session the whole time, so bit of an interesting one. But yeah, we'll stay on board for these final qualifying laps here. Who's on an out lap? Here we go. We've got Firefly. I know he could definitely jump up a couple positions. Oh, a driver we haven't actually spoken about is Nathwani. Haven't seen too much about him, to be honest with you, but it will be interesting to see if he can best that time, although it looks like he's staying in the pits. 18 people in the stream, guys. Appreciate it. Leave a comment, let me know who you think is going to be taking pole on these final qualifying runs. We've got the top 3 still in the pits, so looking like they won't be able to make it out. Oh, Ziad. Oh, Jan is going out. I don't believe he'll be able to make it out in time unless he really pushes on this out lap, which isn't optimal, of course, but we'll stay on board with my man Firefly here and see what he can do. Oh dear. Ola Ritchie has retired from the session with no setup. Oh, as Firefly goes wide, P1 is getting pulled, I think. Firefly going quite wide on his from turn 1, but we've got Jay Dennis improving on his time to take provisionally P4. Can I lower the game volume? Yes, I can. Bear with me. Where is it? Audio settings. Music, other cars. How is that? Is that a little bit better? Let me know if that's a little bit better. But we've got Firefly picking up a nice slipstream from... Is that an Aston Martin up ahead? I hope he's not going to ruin his lap. Oh, he is on a lap. So he's going to pick up a bunch of understeer, being in the wake of the car in front of him. I didn't see if he was up or down in his time, but it looks like he's going to be hampered through this section here. Yeah, you can see he's picking up quite a bit of understeer. Firefly looks like this is a decent lap, and he puts himself in P3, improvement of nearly 3 tenths. Jay Dennis has already completed his lap. Nick Agnola. Alright, see you later, Lopo. Catch you later. Thanks for dropping by. Oh, Nick Agnola is no longer on a lap. Got Ishii. Lower a bit more when qualifying is over. Alright, not a problem. Ishii looks like he's really fighting the car, and he's invalidated, unfortunately. Looking like he was really fighting that car throughout that section. But he was 2.5 tenths up on his time anyway, so wouldn't have been an improvement. Anga Hamid looks like the last driver to cross the line. Oh, putting that ERS on a little bit early, and puts himself P6, an improvement of 5 and a bit tenths. So decent lap there from him. And Brass Monkeys, let's see what he can do. The last driver to cross the line. Oh no, he is coming into the pit. So no improvement for Brass Monkeys. And that's your qualifying session. Master volume down. I got you. I got you. Thanks for the suggestions. There we go. I didn't do a test in the beginning of the stream, so appreciate the feedback, guys. But there you have it. So we got Ziad, P1 of the championship, taking pole position, looking like a strong position for himself to extend his championship lead. Unfortunately, we've got Olor Ritchie, who has a qualifying ban, retired from the session without a setup. So he's got everything to do in this next race. He's got to really pray for a mistake from Ziad, really, in order to take the championship to the last rounds. Not too sure where the last round is, actually. Let me have a quick look. Oh, the last round is at Interlagos, Brazil. Fantastic track for racing, and should bring some drama, some spice. We got obviously the sprint race ahead, and then as well as the main 50% race. But those are your qualifying standings. Ziad, followed by Jan, Firefly, S. Nathwani, and Jay Dennis. So Alpine in a really strong position to take some good points for the constructors. Right, as we've got everyone in, figuring out the last adjustments to setups if needed. We've also got strategy being configured. It'll be really interesting to see what these drivers do strategy-wise, because obviously the softs are not really the optimal race tire, but I don't know, if you want to make up some really early positions, then it might be a decent option then to switch to the hard tire. But the favorite strategy, most likely hard to medium. We've seen other drivers in PSGL do hard to medium. So I think there's going to be some quite varying strategies, really. Will be interesting to see. Right then, so we should be heading off in a second. Brass Monkeys has given the green light, and we are getting ready to race. I mean, we've got the formation lap ahead of us, of course, and let's have a look at tire choices from the drivers. Oh, wow. So most drivers, everyone apart from Queasy and Mohammed Mado, who I believe is Egyptian King, opting for the medium tires, and then Mohammed and Queasy opting for the hard tires. So I was completely wrong when it came to strategy. No one opting for that soft tire. But here in Division 2, a safety car is not uncommon, I have to say. I mean, I've witnessed quite a few races, and yeah, seems like safety cars are quite common. So yeah, let's see. I mean, it'll be interesting to see if these drivers want to really work together, especially the top 3 or 4. You know, DRS swapping, hopefully not fighting too hard, because obviously that is the best way to optimize your race pace. We have one driver stuck on the grid, and that is Mohammed, who decided not to partake in the formation lap. Doesn't want to warm up his tires, staying on that hard compound. Going to be quite hard for him to get those tires up to temperature. Might take a couple of laps, in all honesty, but let's hope it doesn't affect his race too much in those opening stages. We're going to stick on board with Jan for the first couple of corners. Maybe he can put some pressure on Ziad, or Jan is actually quite a smart driver from the times that I've raced against him in Division 1. Doesn't rush things, so we'll see what he's able to do in this opening stint. Olo Richie, Keel, and Bartofor. Who is Keel? Oh, and Jan has been disqualified. But yeah, Olo Richie definitely has some good pace in the rounds that I've driven with him. We're always in constant communication. Oh, Exotic Scarf is Keel. Right at the back. Okay, so here we go. Being on the inside for turn 1, Jan is going to have a tough time in order to make that pass happen. Here we go. 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. And away we go. Looks like a pretty decent start for Jan there. Doesn't make too much of it into turn 1. Oh, but we've got Firefly into the wall, unfortunately. Some good racing going on here between Nick and Anga Hamid, but we've got a VSC straight away after turn 1. Firefly, unfortunately, out of the race very early on, and looks like Mohammed was not able to get a good start off the line. I'm not sure if he was maybe asleep at the wheel once again, or maybe those hard tires weren't quite up to temperature. But VSC early on, oh, there's quite a big gap from P2 to P3, over 2.2 seconds, so I'm not sure if he's just managing the delta at this moment in time. Tires absolutely said no. That's definitely a disadvantage of not taking that formation lap seriously, but we're back racing green light conditions once again, and we've got Jan trying to make a move onto Ziad early on into this banked corner, taking the outside line. Some really good racing between these two. Oh, little bit of contact. And Jan goes off the track in order to take that position. I'm not sure if he'll have to hand that one back, but we've got Nathwani right behind, trying to clean up the pieces as well from Ziad. Maybe finding life a little bit difficult at the moment. Wanting to get those tires up to temperature, but I'm sure Ziad won't have any problem sitting in P2. We've got DRS opening once again on this lap, and Ziad did not have the best last corner there, so dropping back a little bit to Jan. Of course, he's wanted to stay within that 1 second window, and it looks like he will be quite comfortably coming into that DRS detection point. We've got Jay Dennis quite close to Nathwani with 86% of the battery at the moment. Going on the inside, trying to make a little bit of a look, but deciding not to. A little bit of ERS boost at the end, a little bit of overtake. But so is Nathwani, he's using a little bit of his as well. Very key for Ziad to stay within that DRS zone of the car ahead. As we've got Super Sean now making a move on Anga Hamid. That was a lovely move, a little bit of contact there on the exit, but now Anga Hamid is under pressure from Expedito. Both of them draining their battery in order to get that position locked in. Playing a little bit of safe from Anga Hamid, not wanting to take himself out the race early on. But we've got the top 10 all still within DRS range of each other. There is a little bit of a break to mini turns at the moment. See if he can kind of catch back up in this final sector. Got battles all around here, and we've got Bartofor getting past mini turns now, as we got some ghosting going on between Smooth Operator. Oh, as we got mini turns turning right when he should have been straight into the wall a little bit. I hope he doesn't have any serious damage from that, but looking like the car is turning relatively smoothly. A little bit of a twitch on that exit there. We'll go back up to Ziad. He's actually dropped down to P3 now, so struggling a little bit early on. Oh no, and he's got Olo Richie retiring in the pits. So unfortunate for him. Maybe didn't feel like he had the pace, but sad to see a championship contender going out so early on lap 3. All the while wing damage. Oh no, was not able to catch that unfortunately. But Nonetheless, you shouldn't be retiring this early on in the race. There's still 26 laps remaining, as we've got Jan and S. Nathwani fighting for that lead side by side coming to the hotel section. Jan opting to stay behind, although he's putting some pressure on Nathwani at the moment. Looks to be fairly good in this hotel section, whereas Nathwani seems to be perhaps struggling a little bit on traction. Ziad just biding his time, holding back a little bit, being patient, knows that his championship rival is out of the fight now. And we will go on board with the Bartofor, see if he can make a pass on his teammate. And we've got Firefly leading the session now as well. So I'm not sure if that needs to be another invite sent out. So let me do that real quick if I can. And do I have him? It doesn't look like it. So I've sent invites to everyone, but let's go on board with Jan to see if he makes a move into the first of these DRS zones. He is keeping on the throttle and makes the pass happen. Very good line there from Nathwani, getting the switchback done. And Jan using a little bit of the overtake in order to try and stay ahead. We've got Nick Agnola ghosting at the moment, or sorry, Jay Dennis ghosting, so I'm not sure quite what happened there. Perhaps a little bit of contact into that first braking zone of the chicane. But Nick is a quick driver, definitely was a quick driver back in, I believe it was F1 21, 22 where I raced with him. So getting back up to speed now. Oh, as we've got Jay Dennis perhaps getting a warning on the exit of that corner there. But some really close battles happening at the moment. Expedito in this train as well. But Jay Dennis has got to really be trying to stay within that DRS of the car ahead of him. Doesn't get the best exit out of turn 1. Just over that DRS detection point at the moment. I'm not sure if he'll be getting DRS on this lap. So shaping up very nicely for Nick Agnola to do an overtake to this next zone. He's going to definitely want to get it done in order to try and stay in the DRS zone of the cars ahead. So we've got Jay Dennis defending, going white all the way to the left, so quite defensive, but should be an easy pass for him there. Jay Dennis braking late as well. A little bit of contact with the cars behind as well. Oh no, as we've got Jay Dennis losing the traction there. Oh, a little bit of contact as well with these cars, but using a lot of his DRS. He doesn't want to be staying behind for long. And can we get a nice shot there? Trying to make the up and under cut. Yeah, these cars really do have to work together in order to catch back up with the leading pack of Jan, Nathwani and Ziad, as we got our first time penalty being handed out to Smooth Operator. 3 seconds for track limits. Oh, and we've got a DNF, and we've got a full course safety car. You can see him in the wall. Unfortunately, probably losing the car out of that corner. Tricky corner to hold all the exit speeds, and as we got a bunch of cars into the pits now. Most likely going for the hard tires. Yep, we've got Nick Agnola onto the hards, Super Sean onto the hards. Everyone opting for the hard tires, which is actually a really good shout. I'm not sure if the cars ahead would have passed the pit lane by that moment, so really at a disadvantage not being able to pit. I mean, to be fair, they were not picked up by the safety car, so they're still under Delta at the moment. They still will have another opportunity to pit and not lose too much time, as the safety car has not picked up the leader at this moment. But yeah, taking the sting out of the race a little bit, allowing everyone to calm down, recharge their batteries, think about what they're going to do for the rest of the race. Of course, the safety car allows everyone to bunch back up once again. Oh, and we've had Ishii going a bit too fast, ignoring the Delta, and unfortunately that is the worst penalty that you can have on this game. Drive-through penalty. Of course, not able to serve it under the safety car, going to have to wait until green flag conditions. So he is effectively out of this race for now, unfortunately. But let's have a look at what these top runners do. I mean, that pit entry line is tricky. Jan decides to stay out. So does Nathwani. So does Ziad. So does Expedito. And so does Anga Hamid. Bit of an interesting one there because obviously under safety car you are able to save a lot of time. If you do pit, I believe it almost halves the time. And they have chosen not to. They said my pace is going to be good enough to gap the cars behind who have pitted on hards, make my pit stop, and then catch back up once again. So should make for some interesting position swaps towards the end of this race and some great racing, hopefully. Queasy, being the lead hard runner, decided not to pit under safety car. He was one of the two drivers who opted to stay on that hard tire at the start of the race. He decided that he wanted to stay out, so that's actually quite a good option. Mediums can't go to the end from here. I mean, they could, but you would have some really, really terrible tires towards the end of the race. But yeah, the safety car has now picked up the leaders, and if you're on that hard tire, oh boy, if you're on that hard tire, trying to warm up those tires under safety car conditions is a nightmare. Drivers weaving in and out to try and warm those tires, keep those tires at temperature. I anticipate that the safety car will be in at the end of this lap, should no one decide to pit, but should be in anyways. But yeah, these medium tires can go till about, you want to take them till about lap 14, I'd say, before wanting to pit to those hard tires around this track. Hard tires just absolutely last forever on this game, so definitely the favorite tire of league racers out there. But yeah, I absolutely hate these pre-recorded sounds that you've got under safety car, or in this camera anyways. It really doesn't bring some realism to the game, but anyways. So we got Jan, safety car leader. Let's see what kind of strategy he's going to play on a safety car restart, whether he's going to go early, go late. If it was me, you've got all those hard tire runners, fresh hard tire runners behind you. I'd be wanting to back the pack up as much as possible. Keep their tires nice and cold while your mediums can get up to temperature fairly easily. And you should have the notification any moment now that the safety car will be coming in, and there we have it. So yeah, I'm letting the safety car run ahead. Top 5 still on the initial mediums that they stuck on at the start of the race. Yeah, Jan's really backing that pack up, taking his time. It's a really good strategy here. I mean, the safety car is taking his time to get back to the pits, but nonetheless, see what kind of tactic. I feel like he's going to go early. Apolani leaving a bit of a gap. I want to be as close as possible on that restart, and I feel like Jan is about to go. Oh, we've got some overtaking. Ishii picking up another penalty, so his race, unfortunately, not great. Decent restart from Jan, and Nathwani was able to keep up quite well with a almost 4/10 gap at the moment, but Anga Hamid seemed to be asleep on that restart. Got Super Sean, I don't know where I got Super Saiyan from, making a move onto Queasy. He's got those fresher hard tires, so he's able to make that move purely on traction and grip alone. These guys really want to try and get back into the DRS, and we've got Super Sean making another move on Anga Hamid. Those hard tires seem to be really working for him at the moment, and we've got Queasy making a lovely move on Anga Hamid as well. And I believe Nick Agnola followed through. DJ Lawson almost out of ERS already, so he's done a really good job of blasting through that ERS. Ooh, down the inside, around the bank corner. And is he going to make that move stick? Not quite. A little bit of wheel bagging up ahead from Nick Agnola and Queasy, leaving enough racing room. Goes down the inside to Queasy. Not able to stick it, but some great wheel-to-wheel racing. Nick Agnola looks like he's got the move done just about, and let's see if he can make some inroads into that 1.5 second gap to get within the DRS range, up to 1.6 seconds now. So really needs to put some hard work in order to get back in with that within that DRS range. A little bit of a wobble on the exit there, but we'll go back up to the leaders now with Nathwani, Ziad, and Jan. DRS has been reactivated now. So we've got Ziad potentially wanting to make a move, sticking that overtake on. Nathwani not fighting it at all, happy to stick behind, happy to stay in the train. Looks like Jay Dennis might be looking to make a move, braking very deep on Anga Hamid, so I'm not sure if Anga Hamid is really struggling at the moment. Oh, a little bit of a, goes onto that exit curve on the chicane. Doesn't have the best run out of that corner, so it might be under attack from the Barthofer here. Barthofer opting to happily stay behind. And we've got Nick Agnola making another move once again. Well, I'm not sure if he would have kept that position, but the gap's up to 2.4, 2.5 now, so wanting to run his own race here. Super Sean is in a fantastic position, sticking with these medium runners here in the best position at the moment, and looks like there was a little bit of an issue. Looks like there was some contact between both Aston Martins, the Barthofer and Ishii, so Ishii was going to, he's going to want to come in to serve his drive-through penalty. Looks like he's having a bit of issues in controlling his car there, but Super Sean looking like a really strong candidate for the win here, if he can just hold on to this train. Not risking too much, although he does go down the inside of Expedito. Lovely move there, although Expedito does have a lovely run out of this corner. Decides not to fight it, just wants to stick within the train, stick within the medium runners around him. Super Sean makes a lovely move down the inside of the first chicane, going a little bit deep though, so Nathwani might have the better exit. Looks like he does. Opening the DRS, ERS open as well. And are they going to go side by side? They are indeed. Lovely move from Super Saiyan, Super Sean once again, sorry. Oh, and we've got a full course safety car once again. Where is this? So Queasy unfortunately out of the race. Our hard tire runner just on the right hand side there, the car's just disappeared. But unfortunately another full course safety car, so this puts everyone who pits, no it shouldn't, oh that's interesting from Jan, decides to pit, good option. Super Sean staying out, of course he's on those fairly fresh hard tires, so he will be the safety car leader. Nick Agnola now up into P2, so looking like a strong race from him at the moment. Yeah, all those medium runners now have the opportunity to pit on the safety car, not lose too much time, and stick on a pair of hard tires. So Jan coming out now in a P6 position. All those cars who pit under the safety car, the first safety car, have now jumped him. So we do have actually a few medium tire runners as well. Mediums will be hard to take to the end here, I have to say. They will have that supreme pace in those opening 5 laps, I want to say, over the hard tires. But to take in the end, they will be struggling. So yet another safety car. I did mention here in D2 they are quite common. However, it does spice things up a little bit. I believe we haven't seen a safety car or a full course safety car in quite some time in Division 1. Which has been good, which has definitely been good. Agnola almost running into the back of Super Sean there. These safety car periods are definitely tricky. Don't want to run too close to the car ahead. Not until the safety car is coming in anyways. But safety car should be in at the end of this lap if these two back markers of Exotic Scarf and Ishii can catch up. I believe Ishii did serve his penalty. Yep, so just the two drivers at the moment who have 3-second time penalties. Track limits definitely are quite tricky around here. Plenty of areas or exits of corners where you can extend track limits quite a bit, and those can sometimes result in warnings, penalties. So definitely you can forgive some people for picking up penalties on this track. But in terms of stops, everyone has now pitted at least once. Exotic Scarf doing 3 stops at the moment, but he is on a set of 4 lap-old hard tires. Now, new safety car leader, will be interesting to see what he does. We obviously have different strategies for safety car restarts. We saw Jan going super late on the last safety car restart, so let's see what kind of tactic Super Sean is going to employ here. We'll go on board with Nick Agnola. Oh, I hope he didn't get a track limits warning there. Super Sean not really backing the pack up too much. I mean, safety car is not too far of a distance in front of him. They're trying to weave as much as he can, try and get those hard tires up to temperature. As I mentioned earlier, it is really tricky to get those hard tires up to temperature, and he's bolted. Caught Nick sleeping slightly, but that 6/10 gap, 5/10 is not a huge amount. Nick was able to stay fairly close to him. As we are now under green light conditions, racing once again. Any move from Nick will be done once the DRS has been activated. After this lap, we've got a move from Jan potentially on the inside, a little bit of contact there with Brass Monkeys. Some good racing there. Interesting to see the levels of straight line speed. He's activating that ERS, so is Brass Monkeys, so not able to make too much of the inroads. Big dive bomb down the inside. Keeps it clean though. Lovely move from Jan there on Brass Monkeys. He's up into P5 now. Super Saiyan is really building that gap now, up to 8/10, so perhaps Nick did not have the best chicane. But all he's got to do is stick within that 1 second. that DRS zone, as we've got DJ Lawson and Nick Agnola side by side now. They've broken the DRS. Super Sean has broken the DRS now. Gap up to 1.2, 1.1. Coming down ever so slightly. We know DJ Lawson is fairly good in this section, but he's out of ERS, crucially. Sorry, out of ERS, out of DRS. So Nick is really going to want to have to pass DJ Lawson as soon as he can. He's going to really want to try and stay closer. Jay Dennis is in the fight as well. Little bit of wobble from Nick Agnola on the exit of turn 1. Lovely line there from Jay Dennis. Jan closely following as well. Taking the water line in order to set up a better exit. Switchback exit there. And did I see some... I did see some wing damage for Nick Agnola. His end plate is missing, so that's unfortunate. I'm not sure where he picked that up. But is he going to send a deep dive into turn? I don't even know the turn number, but I'm not going to pretend like I know. But hopefully he can just stick within this DRS train. Not hamper his race too much with that wing damage. But Super Sean has really done a really good job of staying or keep managing that gap up to 1.3 now. Jan now making a move down the inside of the back corner. And everyone seems to be out of ERS. Pushing a bit too hard in these early stages. Boys, you still got plenty of laps to go. Got to work together, try and catch Super Sean, and go from there. Don't be fighting each other. And Nathawani seems to really been struggling early on. I mean, he was, I think, P2, P3, and has now really dropped down, so perhaps didn't get his hard tires up to the optimal temperature. Oh, there's a little bit of contact there between Expedito, and he's gone into the wall, unfortunately. So he's around, he's dropping down all the way to last place, turns his car around, and is able to get going once again. Lovely move there from Nathwani. Jan is not going to pass Jay Dennis on this one. Perhaps he's going to want to wait, and Nick Agnola is getting swallowed up at this moment in time. Big send from DJ Lawson on Nick Agnola. Doesn't leave that much racing room for him on the exit. And Nick Agnola, I know from him, he's not going to be happy about that. Yeah, here we go. He's going to fight that position right back again. But I'm not sure this is best for his optimal race pace. Ziad now as well is dropped outside of that DRS detection of the cars ahead. We're getting to see some gaps now. Apologies for hopping off this battle. Some really intense fighting between DJ Lawson and Nick Agnola. Yeah, Nick's really struggling with some understeer. Not having optimal turn in. Oh, as we got two McLarens now, he's hit the wall. Nathwani's hit the wall. Boys, you don't want to be fighting each other. Work together. Yeah, Nick Agnola is really hurting the races of the people around him. As we've got the McLaren still going side by side. So good room left, so as we have someone retiring in the pits. That's Exotic Scarf retiring in the pits. So he's had enough of his race for tonight. Anga Hamid going down the inside of the mini turns there, and we've got back up to the race leaders. Jan, who's managed to catch back up to Super Sean and now passes him. Taking that inside defensive line. Blocks off the switchback. Some really good traction from Jan there. Trying to catch all the battles. There's way too many battles happening at the moment to manage all of them. We've got Ishii now, getting past Brass Monkeys. And getting past Muhammad's Egyptian King as well. We have another time penalty for S. Nathwani. I believe that's 6 seconds now. 4.6 gap to second gap to the cars in front, and I believe that was the Bartofor, who perhaps had a little bit of contact on the exit of that banked corner there. But this fight for the leads, looks like it's all Jan's at the moment. He's got the freshest tires, 6 lap fresher hard tires than Super Sean behind him. But all Super Sean's going to want to do at this moment is try and stay in that DRS. He's got plenty of battery to help him to do so. Gap is up to 9/10 at the moment, and we have Nick Agnola, who looks to have had a little bit of an issue on the pit straight, so all the way down into P13 with him, perhaps waiting it out for a safety car to see if he can change that wing, stick some fresh tires on, and make a fight for it at the end. Ziad's going down the inside now of Jay Dennis, leaving some good racing room for each other. Little bit of contacts there. Stop swinging. I'm trying, my man. I'm trying. We've got Ziad using his ERS, going down all the way the inside of Super Sean. Lovely move there. Watch McLarens destroy each other. Unfortunately, they have a little bit of a gap now, but this battle is where it's at the moment. Super Sean dropping down from P2 all the way down to P4 in the space of a few corners now. But does he have damage? He looks like he might be understeering quite a bit, but that's not good news for him. And Jan looks to be in full control of this race at this moment in time. The gap is up to 1.9 seconds. Let's see what Jay Dennis can do. Ziad is really going to want to try and assert some more dominance on his championship lead. I mean, any finish within the points is pretty much, not confirming, I don't want to say confirming, but the top 6 finish for Ziad will pretty much confirm his championship win, as Jay Dennis is crucially able to stay in the DRS of the car ahead. Stay on board with Angahamed, who looks to make a move on DJ Lawson now. Easy move with the DRS. The car in front does not have the DRS, and he's going to be in the DRS of mini turns ahead of him now, crucially as well. Stay on board with Mohammed, who doesn't have the best traction coming out of that corner. Using a little bit of the overtake to try and stay with the car ahead. He is on those mediums, who perhaps will be dying off a little bit now. But yeah, we've got the Bartoko in the pits now, sticking on a set of fresh, soft tires to go to the end, most likely. Yeah, Jay Dennis, unfortunately, it was 6th lap. Older, hard tires, not able to keep up with the pace with Ziad at the moment. Ziad, I believe, is going to be a Division 1 driver next season. Confirmed. Wanting to try and use that pace advantage that he has. Move the car behind, keep that gap, build that gap even more. Look at that, he was able to gain nearly 3/10 just on traction alone at that one corner. As we see Brass Monkeys picking up a penalty as well. Do we have anyone potentially going for an overtake? We got Angahamed in the DRS, in the slipstream of the car ahead. Doesn't look like he'll be wanting to send the move from this far back, but smart in setting it up for the next corner, as mini turns has a bit of a wobble, and that should allow an easy pass for Angahamed. Mini turns shouldn't fight this, and he does not. Ziad is making some really good inroads. Gap is now down to 1.3, 1.2, 1.1. So this is going to be a really interesting fight to see if Ziad can kind of claw this one back, as we see a Haas of Redoubts unfortunately having a spin on the exit of that corner there as well. Oh, and that's a DNF. That's going to be a safety car, I believe. Yep, it is a full course safety car. Oh, this is going to really spice things up now. So now we should have everyone into the box for some soft tires, for some medium tires, go to the end, and absolutely send it. This is really spice things up, because that gap between Jay Dennis and Ziad was quite a big one. But now the Mercs obviously in a very, very good position to score some solid points for the constructors and perhaps even wrap it up. We've got Anga Hamids of Ferrari. Good news, this is the last safety car. You never say never. I mean, perhaps we see another crash on the safety car restart and we see a safety car on lap 25. But hopefully not. Hopefully not. We want to see some flat out racing from here to the ends. And as we should see, everyone coming in for some new tires. Yep, Jan coming in, box first. Ziad opting to stay out. Oh, there's a maximum amount of safety cars that can be spawned. I did not know that. So this will be the third safety car. So yes, I mean if there's 3 safety cars in a 50% race, then we have reached it. So Ziad, very, very brave, deciding to stay in, or stay out, sorry. Whilst Jay Dennis, Jan, anyone else? Yep, we've got 6 drivers, 7 drivers or so opting to come in. Super Sean changing his wing, so he did definitely have some wing damage there. But the 3 drivers opting to stay out of Brass Monkeys, Nathwani and Ziad. They are really going to be under a lot of pressure on the safety car restart here from these fresh, soft runners. I mean, Jan looks set to take this win, really. If he can get past Nathwani, get past Ziad in a couple of laps time, then he should sail off into the distance. That being said, this is Formula 1, this is racing, so anything is possible. Should be a nice battle, absolutely. We're going to stick on board with Jan on the safety car restart. Safety car should be in at the end of the next lap if these back markers can catch up. But I'm really interested to see what Jan can do with these fresh softs. He's not going to want to take any life out of him, as little life as possible on these laps under the safety car in order to have peak performance for when that safety car comes in. Jan will push. I mean, I believe that the life of the soft tires is going to be about 8 laps, so he should be good for the majority of from now until the end of the race. Perhaps on the last lap or so he will be struggling, but I anticipate by then he should be far, far ahead. Let's have a look at penalties. So just the 4 drivers who have time penalties at the moment. Nathwani perhaps wanting to, you know, maximize his 3-second gap, or 3 seconds of penalties and 3 seconds that will be applied at the end of the race by getting track position. Brass Monkeys as well with 3 seconds. Ishii, who's not had the best race, and we've got the Bartow for, unfortunately, picking up some time penalties. 3 seconds coming into the pit. The glitched pit entry around the Aston Marina circuit. It is extremely frustrating. However, he should be able to get that removed at the end of the race by the stewards. A little bit of overtaking under the safety car happening between Ziad and Jan. And I anticipate probably the safety car will be in for another lap, as we've got, I don't know what's going on here. Ziad's going to have to get that position back. Do we see some overtaking under the safety car? Is he going to get a penalty? If he doesn't give it back shortly, he's going to get a penalty. Unless the game somehow glitched and told him to overtake. I mean, Nathwani definitely wasn't. You can actually get a 3-second penalty removed. I know Brendan Lee did get one removed for his PSGL or WR race. around Abu Dhabi, as it is a glitched pit entry here around Abu Dhabi. But yeah, we now have Ziad in the lead. If it's unfair, we remove it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, depending on where the bar Topher finishes, you might want to get that removed. Now we've got Nick into the pits, putting on a fresh set of soft tires. Pretty good opportunity for him, as everyone around him will have a couple laps older. Not in a pit stop. So he did not get the penalty from the pit stop. It's just the pit entry where it is glitched here at Abu Dhabi. So I know in other leagues they remove it, but hey, it depends on what it's for. But interesting. Yeah, when it's served like a 10-second bend, then you cannot remove it. Yeah, exactly. That is a very frustrating instance when you get a 10-second penalty before you pitted and you can't get it removed. So yeah, the back two cars opting to stick on some fresher than the cars around them, soft tires. So one lap of freshness, even though it may not seem like a whole. Oh yeah, I know that you can't serve a penalty in the pits. Yeah, I know those are track limits violations. So safety car in this lap. Got some swapping going on under the safety car. I'm not quite sure what happened here between Ziad and Nathwani, but we do have a new safety car leader now. Oh no, this was originally I'm not sure what happened, anyways. Let's see what kind of tactic Ziad chooses to employ. I mean, he's on those hard tires. He's got Jan behind him, who's going to be hungry to overtake both of these cars as soon as possible. If I was Jan, I'd be waiting for DRS to be activated. Set it on both cars. It's going to have a substantial grip advantage. So yeah, kind of faking it there, going right up to the line, and Jan gets an excellent run on Nathwani. Braking later into turn 1, taking a little bit of inside curb, and he's up into P2 already. We've got Jay Dennis as well, making a move on Brass Monkeys, going a little bit wide. That would be a track limits violation. Nathwani trying to send the move on Jan. Probably not the smartest move there. You've got Jay Dennis tucking in the slipstream, going back out again. Getting a great run on those soft tires in the slipstream of the car ahead. Oh, getting a lot of understeer there out of the exit of the chicane. Off track. No, all good. Miscommunication, Touchkey. Miscommunication. I've been league racing for plenty of time. We got Jan trying to hunt down. Oh, Ishii now. Where's Ishii come from? His race is completely turned around. Soft tires, that's what they can do for you. Angahamid on those medium tires in front of him. We won't have a huge tire advantage. Taking an awkward line onto those corners, but Nathwani's really dropped down the order on those old hard tires. DRS is now enabled these last few laps. Super Sean wanting to make a move as soon as he can on Nathwani. Oh, okay, my bad, Touchkey. my bad. But yeah, Jan really close now to the back of Ziad. Gonna get this move done. Oh, look at the traction he's got at the outside of that corner. Doesn't even need to use any ERS really to get this move done, while Ziad's using all of his ERS to try and stay as close as possible. But Jan should have that move done nice and easy, although Ziad will have the DRS to try and fight back into this corner. Sorry, I'm missing some fights all over the place. Got Ishii and Sean fighting it out. No DRS for Super Sean, as we got Ishii, who should fly by quite easily. Super Sean tries to give him a little bit of a squeeze. Oh, Nathwani fighting back as well. Tucking in nicely in order to form this 3-car group at the moment. But Jan hasn't really managed to fly off into the distance just yet. He's got a couple corners to try and make that 1 second gap, but Ziad's really doing a great job at the moment of staying in that 1 second. Jay Dennis has dropped out, so he's really going to want to try and push to stay within the DRS of Ziad of the car ahead. And he's not going to have DRS on this lap. So he maybe could be fighting out, dropping out of this battle unless Ziad plays it smart, sticks within the DRS, doesn't overtake Jan, and just builds that gap as much as he can in order to try and give himself the best possible chance of taking this race win. On board with Nathwani now. 3 wide down into the first chicane. Oh, a little bit of contact from behind as well. Nathwani gets it. He almost had a decent run out of that corner, but lost the traction on the exit. Ishii doesn't have much ERS to play with, so should stay there unless Super Sean, a little bit of contact from behind. Oh, look at that shot. That is absolutely wonderful. Look at that. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-car battle. Oh, and as we see, mini turns almost running. Oh, couple cars receiving some damage. I think Super Sean perhaps received some wing damage at the end there. But Anga Hamid actually holding on quite nicely to the back of Jay Dennis. That's all he's got to do. Stay in that DRS, give himself the best possible chance once those soft tires run out a little bit. But we've got Ziad really doing a great job holding on to the back of Jan. He's got plenty of battery to play with as well, whilst Jan is down at 60%. So, oh, we've got yellow flags, and that was one of the 2 Haas's who was slow out of that corner there. Anga Hamid wanted to stay behind as well. Smart play from both Ziad and Anga Hamid. Mini turns as well, closing up to the back of Expedito, braking very late there, lovely braking. Setting up a possible switchback. Decent traction. Expedito turning right. ERS on from mini turns, side by sides. Hasn't got. Oh, he did get the move done. Lovely move there from mini turns. And now we'll stick on the back of Anga Hamid. Now we're coming on to the final lap of racing here. Oh, Expedito able to fight back. Mini turns side by side through this hotel section. Lovely racing, a little bit of contact, wheel banging there. We love a bit of wheel banging. Alright, it's final lap of racing. Ziad in a prime position to take this race win, a full battery. Jan almost has a full battery himself, but if I was him, I'd be playing DRS games into that second overtaking, second DRS zone. Ziad's getting some nice traction down, using a little bit of the overtake. Jan not using any overtake, so maybe happy to stick behind for this moment in time. Maybe should tuck into the slipstream to try and minimize that gap as much as possible. Anga Hamid won't go back onto the race lead. Not the best exit for Jan. Both using lots of ERS. I think Jan's a little bit too far back now, so might have to do this completely just on track. Oh, he's got loads of speed. Oh my god, sends it down the inside. Compromises exit a little bit, but has the better tires. Gets a great run, but needs to send it down the inside of this corner here. Nope. Oh, and he gets a 3-second time penalty and he spins. Oh no. Jan just bottles under the pressure, unfortunately. We've got Anga Hamid trying to make the move on Jay Dennis ahead of him. Not going to have enough time, but that Ziad coming around the final corner to take a race win for Mercedes. and effectively securing his championship. So congratulations to Ziad. Jay Dennis finishing in P2. Oh, what a fantastic ending there. That was some great racing. Those hards definitely did last towards the end there. But well played by Ziad, absolutely well played. Bartover up to P4. I believe he was towards the back of the grid on the final safety car restart, so great comeback from him. We had some fantastic racing all around. Unfortunately, Nick Agnola was not able to make the inroads that he was looking to make. But Jan, unfortunately, finishing down in P12. Oh, that is heartbreaking. That is heartbreaking. Going from fighting for the win to spinning in Sector 3 and effectively finishing down in P12. But thank you to everyone who participated tonight, the drivers, everyone who dropped by to leave some comments, watch the race. I hope you all enjoyed it. But driver of the day goes to the Bartofor. Congratulations once again to Ziad for securing his championship, driver's championship. I believe that will secure the constructors championship as well. But yeah, absolutely my pleasure. Touchkey, thank you very much for the invite to do some comms tonight. Definitely had a lot of fun. But those are your final standings. Ziad on the top step of the podium, followed by Jay Dennis. Great recovery for him. Very tactical fight. Followed by Anga Hamid of Ferrari. So Ferrari actually securing some decent points. So perhaps the constructors can still be up for grabs next week at Interlagos. But I've been Nick Cervilliers. Thank you so much to everyone for taking the time. I'm going to take a screenshot of the final standings in case it's needed. There we go. Race director as well. Incidents, we'll take a screenshot of that as well, just in case. There's a lot of warnings to go through. Jesus Christ! So I'm not going to take a picture of that. But thanks to everyone for tuning in. It's been fun, and I hope to see you again soon. Good night.